go ahead and start sharing. Hey everyone, we are live right now on World Ghost Radio. We missed last week, but we're here now this week. Did you go ahead and start sharing real quick? And it's been a excellent. Been busy. It's been real busy. Today, of course, let me shout out my sponsors. We are sponsored by Las Vegas Oddities. Go in and check out the Haunted Vintage Collection, and you could get a discount. Mention Rahkee. Also, Shadow Mafia Paranormal. If you go on Paranormal on Air, click on the paranormalonair.com, click on the Shadow Mafia Paranormal link, and they got a lot of great stuff. Also, our latest and greatest sponsor, Paranologies. Shout out to Jeremy Jones. Type in on air in the discount, and you will get a discount from Paranologies mentioning us on air. So we're just we got started a little late, but that's fine. So, how you doing today, Kim?
I'm good.
That's good. Today we're going to be talking about spirit communication. Spirit communication. We're going to be talking about history of spirit communication. Also, I have my rock box. We will be doing a live rock box session. Try to see if any spirits want to communicate with us inside of this side of the studio. So that is what we're doing. So just want to, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. As long as we're live, go ahead and ask us any questions about spirit communication. I guess, how far have you shot it? Still working on
it.
That'll work. All right. So the history of spirit communication, it goes a long way. It goes all the way back to Asia, and they used to do writing back in the day. So that's and then later on, as far as communication, there was a case happened a long time ago, around the late 1800s. There was a family, and this family was experiencing like ghostly activity inside of their house. They would have things move. They were, everything you would hear today, this was happening to this family. And it was known as the Fox family. And if you look it up, the Fox sisters. The earliest, they found out that they were able to communicate with spirits by knocking on the walls. And the spirits would actually communicate back with them. They would actually, like the spirit, they would be like one knock for yes, two for no, or something like that. That's what they would do. And have you heard of the Fox family, Kim, or no? Have you ever tried knocking on the walls? I've seen a lot of paranormal investigators try to do the whole shave and a haircut and see if they get a response. Have you ever tried the da 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 on the wall?
Yes. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. Well,
have you ever got a response, or?
Well, I had something interesting happen to me. I was staying at my sister Candy's house, and every time I'd get home from work, I'd go over there. Somebody would knock on the door 3 times, and my sister would get up and answer the door, and nobody was ever there. I said, "Stop answering the door," and she's like, "Well, it only happens after you get here."
How about as far as just investigating locations? Have you ever had investigated a location and you just try to knock on the walls to communicate, or Anything like that?
I have not.
Well, this Fox family, they were able to communicate with spirits. And then I guess what happened later on, they ended up like becoming mediums. And the mediums, like they ended up like just using when a little bit later when the spirit boards were coming out. So they started using the spirit boards as well. But they became a fraud because here's what happened. They ended up discovering this at the house. They ended up that they had this haunted house. And they started getting like a lot of attention, so they started getting a lot of money. And they wanted to keep the money coming in. So they started faking ways of spirit communication so that way they could keep a financial gain from it. And that's sad that that happened, but when they first started, it was legit. So they ended up, I guess, like after the truth came out, like 5 years later, I think they all passed away. Don't quote me on, or two of them passed away or something like that. But that's one of the earliest cases of spirit. I mean, there's been like ghosts and stuff, but as far as like people actually like studying it, known places, known locations, that is one of the most famous that I would say most famous to happen. So back in the day, have you heard of Sigmund Freud?
Mm-hmm.
Freud studied psychology, of course, and he's known for a lot of interesting things using psychology into this very day. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can be sure to ask me and throw them in the comments. They may be a little late, but you guys are more than welcome to ask me questions while I'm talking. I'm going to try to keep an eye on this while I'm talking at the same time. She was called for angels. She called for angels for protection. And okay. Yeah. Oh no, I'm reading the comments. Do you see the comments? Oh, there. It's kind of hard for me to see. I got my contacts in. Even though I got my contacts in, like it's kind of like I probably need I don't know. Like my eyes are still like I could see it, but I like really trying to bear looking at it. So anyway, there was Freud. So Freud studied with this another psychologist known as Carl Jung. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this guy was he was about like him and Freud both didn't have like eye to eye on some of the things that they discussed, because Jung, like, he studied under Freud, but he already had like basically a good reputation, solid reputation going for what he did, because he was doing psychoanalysis and therapeutic work. And basically what was going on was he was learning just as Freud was, but he was in a different direction. They didn't get along in like some of the stuff. But anyway, in parapsychology, like they would be like Jung would be like, basically, how do I put it, like as far as things that are unnatural. You know, he was trying to point out to Freud, like, hey, you know, why is this happening? You know, you're a psychologist. There's nothing to prove that this is happening, but it's happening anyway. And then Freud was like, he was kind of upset about it. He was like, I don't want this to get out. I don't want this to get out. Like, we're like, at that time, psychology was just like, really didn't exist. Like, it was in the beginning stages about learning about the mind and stuff, about how it all works and everything. So Freud was like, don't bring this up, because I'm trying to show people that, look, like I'm trying to show people that being, you know, that psychology works. Like, this is actual, like, something that my thesis at that time is this is how the mind thinks, this is how the mind works. Now, if you start showing that, like, bringing this up, people aren't going to believe psychology. So that's what he was That's what
Right.
Freud was worried about. Yeah, if you bring up this paranormal stuff, then you know what? People aren't going to take us seriously.
Believe the theories that they came up with.
Right. I'm trying to show you that this is how the mind works. This is how the mind thinks through, the unconscious, the subconscious, and, my way. And if you bring this up, people aren't going to believe psychology. People are just going to be like, all right, these guys, So to this very day, like it's like paranormal, like, okay, but it's less taboo now than it was like 80s or 90s. You'd go to the loony bin if like, okay, you seen ghosts,
Right.
buddy, all right, buddy.
You're hearing voices.
Right, you're hearing
disembodied
voices. Come with us, let's get you in the back of this nice van with the pad in the back, So that was his take. So Freud was like, okay, no, but Carl still wrote his theories anyway, and then later on published books and so on. So during all this time, this is coming out. You have the Ouija. The Ouija board is invented, and I think it was Miss Peters. She was all like, well, they were trying to figure out what to call it, and she was a medium, and the board spelled out OU. Ouija.
Ouija.
Ouija. Yeah. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. RadioVegas.rocks. Don't judge me. Okay. So this was back in like late ages, during around the same time all this other stuff was going on. So this is one of the precedents of like spirits were really, starting to blossom and bloom, and all these things were just happening at the same time. What were you doing in the 1920s anyway?
Oh, I was probably a Russian spy.
Okay. It's good to know you have a good, work background, after all the applications, it was, but, that's what happened. So here we are, down the line. So you get around to, okay, so the Ouija board comes out, right? And then everybody's trying to communicate with spirits. And this is like, late 20s. And now people were using dowsing rods. This was all back in the day. This was before, this is all old school ways of trying to figure out how to communicate with spirits, Like the Ouija board's been around for a very long time, and it's talking board, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of ways to use this. And I'm just talking about boards. I haven't even got like future as far as communication, because there are medium psychics and such, and they've been around a long time as well. Also, tarot cards have been on a long time as well, as far as trying to communicate, seeing your future and stuff. So, but anyway, communication. So Christians were like, hey, this is the devil's work. Christians came around and they were like, hey, look, this is the devil's work. You can't be doing this, because if you're doing this, these aren't spirits. These are demons that they're saying they are human spirits. And I believe the reason why the church did that was because they wanted control of, through God, and they didn't want the people to go off upon themselves, because if this bloomed and everyone would be able to communicate and all this, then it would be like,
then the church loses their reputation.
Yeah, pretty much. So here you are. Hi, Jamie, how you doing? We're talking about spirit communication. Jamie knows about spirit communication, and I've seen Jamie's portal. Awesome. Preston Castle. So anyway, we're we're talking about like, so the church. So the church is like, all right, this is Ixnay. So everything that becomes spirit communication is like, all right, we're going to just shut this all down. And that's why it became like not as influential. I guess that would be the word, not as influential. So later on down the line, through, of course, they still made boards, still people found an interest in it, and it became more of a game than it did actually for communication.
Right, I don't understand why did didn't Hasbro make it a kids game or something?
Yeah. I see. It's crazy. So, like, did you try the Ouija board?
Oh yeah. Growing up, my grandmother, she did the spirit writing. They used to make tables levitate.
You actually saw a table levitate.
I saw her spirit write, and but she told me that they would make the tables levitate. And then we got into the Ouija board, and I did the Ouija board a lot, and I was really good at it. And basically, it's channeling. You have to open yourself up and let yourself be a channel for it to work through you. That's my experience.
Someone wrote, "Happy Tuesday." You actually threw me off there. I thought today was Wednesday.
No, is that why?
No, it says Wednesday on my phone. I'm all like, unless we must have time traveled. We must have stayed in Tuesday.
Maybe we did. Is this Tuesday or Wednesday?
Today's
that
Wednesday.
Might explain, that might explain why the rock and comedy show is still going. Not quite. Maybe we need to go over there.
No, today's Wednesday. Yep, today's Wednesday. Let me double check. Yeah, you threw us off. You threw us off, Jennifer. That's funny. It is Wednesday, right? I'm like, all right. I mean, like I don't get out much.
Maybe we should talk about cars today instead.
I know, right? So here we go. So if you guys have any questions about spirit communication, I got the box. We're going to do a spirit box session later. I wanted to get some type of, if you guys have questions about spirit communication, if you ever had, you can mention what happened to you through Ouija board. So you're talking about you went through you saw your grandma did spirit writing and.
Yes. Both grandmas very much into that stuff. And as kids, we were a little scared by it. We just kind of watched. But yeah, spirit writing, my grandmother did that. I come from a very psychic family on both sides. So, and then growing up.
Did you get any type of communication, or did you get your answers? Were they direct? Through the spirit, through the Ouija board, or
it would fly across.
You're talking about the planchette or the board, or maybe both. The planchette. What? Let me see. So.
Well, growing up, I had those experiences, but. Not very many other of my friends ever did, so it's not something you could ever talk about. It's still very taboo to this day, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Ouija boards, people.
Ouija boards.
Someone moved my Ouija board because it was still so funny.
And okay, so growing up, I mean, I've seen ghosts and all kinds of things, and I do believe that the Ouija board opened that up. And apparently, so my sister had this psychic tell her a year or two ago that I had some kind of demon attached to me that later went to her. And I'm like, well, how could that be? So it must have been the Ouija board.
So the demon dumped you?
The demon dumped me.
Forget this.
So.
Yeah. Jamie said she's made her own before, And I saw, and then Jamie has this cool one. Jamie, where did you get that one Ouija board? You were at like some convention or something, and it's that you got like a famous Ouija. She has a famous Ouija board. I don't know. I saw her posted a long time, like a while ago, of your famous Ouija board. That one was I don't know where it's from, but it looks awesome. Maybe it was from one of the Ouija movies. I think that was it. And don't quote me. Today's sponsors, since I've been sober for 22 days, is brought to you by Kirkland. Tastes like crap. Keeps you sober. So,
is Tracy there? Is Tracy listening?
So
much for Drunken Paranormal.
Oh.
I guess we won't be doing that one.
Well, I'll still film it. I just need I need someone else to drink. Someone else could you could do it.
Okay, well, we can start today with the rum and coke.
Oh, awesome!
If
awesome.
if it's legal here.
It's illegal in like 22 states, but I think we're good in Vegas, so I think you're okay. So, okay, so let's go back. So the Ouija board. You said you had experiences. I've seen experiences with that. I've heard like people have bad experiences and they call me up. They're like, "Hey, we accidentally. How do you accidentally use a Ouija board? Accidentally use a Ouija board. So could you come and help us? And I'm like, sure. I'll go down there. And then of course there's some type of spirit stuff happening there, and I've seen that happen. So, and then there is things that could possibly come through the board. So maybe it could be a spirit or. But anyway, so past the Ouija boards, later on down the line, people discovered that they were using static, like paranormal researchers. Of course, they started using static, and then.
Well, do you think that they started using after that one movie with their here and the TV?
You know what?
After that, maybe
you're talking about poltergeist, and it was prior. There was a case. I want to say in the late. I can't remember. It was 1970, and then they said that the spirit was manipulating the spirits were manipulating the TV.
That's right. They made a movie about that too.
And so investigators were like, okay, we can use static. And then they started using static on radios. And of course, then they figured out like, look, okay, we can use static. What happens if this isn't the right channel? So they started flipping through the channels. And that's where the PSB7 comes around. Like just all these little things that start adding up through the years. Everything starts like, okay, this is working. This is working. This is working. So now you go down over here to like around, I want to say around the 1980s. Now this is kind of hard to like explain because I talked to Keith about this. I was talking to Keith and we both have like, and he told me about this. I was just like, I'm gonna have to look up the name of the guy because I don't want to get it wrong. So let me see. And Matt Payne actually made an app of this actual device. If I could find the name of it, give me 1 second. Okay, William O'Neill. And move the computer when that's not the paranormal, that was me. Hey, how you doing, Doris? And William O'Neill, he created this device called Spirit Calm. And if you YouTube Spirit Calm, William O'Neill, you'll see like this giant, I'm all giant, giant, because I'm trying to stay within my little cube here. So giant, like wall-based 80s computer techie looking thing, right? And he believed he developed this giant radio to communicate with spirits. And Keith Walden told me about this. He's all, you never heard of Spirit Comic? Oh no, man, I never heard of it. So I looked it up. I'm all like, wow, this is quite interesting. Like if you watch it's an old school videotape. It has little stuff on the bottom, like the 80s, like the little, like it's barely, and like Spirit Com's like, he's all like, good morning, doctor. Good morning, doctor. Like it was like something that
robotic or something.
Yeah, but the thing is that doctor, I don't even remember if he was a doctor. I don't think so. William, he actually, what's the word I'm looking for? He was known as he could throw his voice. So people suspected him to be like, look, I'm gonna, they don't believe it. Well, some believed it was true because it was spirit communicating. And then other people, well, this dude could throw his voice. Who's to say that he's not, like
a ventriloquist?
Yeah, pretty much. So it was just kind of like And then there was like the 8 tones of Spirit Com or something like that. I like, don't quote me. There'd be like, oh, Rocky doesn't always talk about how the hell can he, hey, listen. I just know how to make stuff. I'm trying to do my best on it. I try to do as best as I can on research. I read about this a long time ago, so I'm sorry if I'm messing this up. I apologize. You guys could, if you guys want to inbox me later, tell me.
Well, what year was that?
Or if you guys say I'm doing something wrong or saying something wrong, you could hit me here on the comment section, so that way I keep me on the right path.
At Zach's museum, there's an exhibit where a woman had this equipment, and she was, communicating.
I know. What was that?
And she had
writing.
What was that?
I looked it up. On. I can't find any. What is it like? I can't find any
research.
I can't find any history on that. Like, but then again, why would there be history on it? I mean, like, you got to look at it this way: is that this lady probably was trying to keep this private, because she had a good life. She's getting paid a lot of money. I'm sure this was taboo during that time. So if this got out, probably be a laughing stock,
Does anyone know what we're talking about in Zach's museum with the woman that was communicating?
And then with the photos of the lady, and then it shows her
wasn't she getting some kind of information?
They think that a demon came through and they found her.
Yeah, because she aged really fast. I mean, she was like a socialite.
Yeah.
And then she became obsessed, and then she got skinny and.
But that was like a spirit box as well.
Yeah, it was. That was some.
She was using what was it? She's using signs, symbols, because if you do any type of occult stuff, you'll notice to summon certain things they use symbols in order to.
But she had this equipment,
right?
With these really big.
And she would use that. Or? She would use that to communicate. She would put the symbols, I'm assuming, inside of the machine, and then try to use it for communication. So that's one. But
what, that was the 70s or?
No, that was around the same time as Spirit Com, I think.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that came out, and then So from what I heard, I was doing my research as far as the 90s and spirit communication and stuff. They were using Yahoo. They would have Yahoo groups. So that's where Frank Sumption, Sumption, would talk to, they would communicate and then there was a guy named Steve Holte. So I think Frank and Steve worked together, and that's where the whole Shack hacks came around, to where they started hacking Radio Shack radios. And Radio Shack somehow found out about this. So for some odd reason, I don't know why, I thought they started being able not to hack the radio. Being able to to make the modification, to go in there and cut the wire, whatever, to make it like flip through the channels. They ended up stop doing that because they didn't want them to use the radios for that. I'm not certain why. Maybe they didn't feel it would be. They're using our radios for the devil's work, you know. Radio Shack has no constitution. So that's what I'm saying. But it's funny. Radio Shack went out of business, and people still to this day buy like Radio Shack radios. Those things that are like you used to be able to go to Radio Shack and buy these like radios, and then now it's like they're gold. I just found one the other day. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually found one of these. You know, got lucky.
At the swap meet. So are we going to be working on that, or going to hack that?
Yeah, I'm going to hack it. I've just been really
busy
on Duolingo learning Spanish. Buenas noches. So, Melissa's like, I can't remember the name. Yeah, I forgot that lady's name too.
Is Anna online? Does she know who that lady is?
I don't know if she's here or not.
By the way, we were gonna have someone from Zach Museum, but I think she got sick. She was sick last week, so. We were gonna have. But she'll be coming on soon.
Well, I don't. We were gonna have that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's just been up in the air type thing, you know. People are busy so we'll see what happens. But anyway, so they started learning about, you know, how do Radio Shack hacks and stuff, and so they were using these in order to, when like paranormal investigators that go in, they go into a house. They were like, hey, we can use this for communication. So that's how and it was working great. And then there are apps that came out, certain apps that people would use to try to communicate. And, they've been finding out like ways to use that. And then currently the biggest thing that ever came out as far as spirit communication would be the portal. Steve Huff's portal. Shout out to Steve Huff. Happy birthday, Steve Huff. Happy birthday, Steve. Yeah, when that came out, it was, it was phenomenal. That everybody wanted one. I knew that was in the field. They were like, oh my God, this is these radio filters.
It was intense. Yeah. I remember seeing some of his first videos and being so intrigued. And thought, how could that be?
Who do you know first got a portal on your side of the fence?
That would be Albert. Albert got that. Now, when he told me he got it, I was scared.
Why were you scared?
I was very scared. We were going to take it to Virginia City in the Washoe Club.
Oh, really?
Well, just based on some of the stuff from Steve Huff and being like the warnings that come along with those portal boxes.
What warning?
The warning.
It comes with a little tag?
Yes, it comes with a little tag that says, operate at your own risk.
That's funny. We're talking about you. We were talking about you. She's scared of the portal when it first came out. But go ahead. Let's talk about it.
So it was like, operate at your own risk. And didn't Steve like come out with some like, hey, type warnings? Or is that somebody else? Am I wrong?
Well, when first Steve came out with it, is like, look, like it might not work for everybody. I mean, like you can't just turn it on and be like spirit communication. As far as it's like I never got communication like the first couple of weeks I was doing it. I was pissed off about it too. I was so upset. I was like, I was like, I went down to like these most haunted locations. I'm like, all right, trying to communicate, nothing. 2 weeks, and then finally I went to this place in Whittier. It's called Dead Man's Park. It's the first video I ever did on if you ever go to youtube.com/Rahkee, Rahke. It's my first video I think I've ever. And I went down there and I actually got a disembodied voice, and I got direct responses. I was like, all right. And I was using a PSP-7, which is a little black box like this big, used for communication log, and Yes. I was like, oh. So I did get communication. So that's when I started. So when the portal came out, I think he was saying something like, it may not work for everyone. But I agree. If I believe that these boxes, that if you use them, you're communicating with spirits. And I think it's more powerful than a Ouija board because you're actually communicating, talking with them, directly. So,
well, I believe it's kind of the same theory. Here's what I believe. I believe everything's frequency, and when you start tuning into the portal box, your body starts vibrating to the same frequency as the portal box. The more you use it, the more your body vibrates more and more to where you yourself become a portal. And that's the same theory as the Ouija board.
I agree with that because what I think happens is you're using your body just like when you use a Ouija board, you're using your energy to the board, right? You use your energy to the board to communicate. Well, same thing with the spirit box. You're using, even though you may not think you're using your energy to channel through the box. So whoever's owns the box is using themselves to channel to communicate with spirits. So that's why as you say, the vibration, I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think the vibration of the person, that's why if like there's I think I was talking to Albie about this. Albie, shout out to NV702, is that like you could get like we were talking about this over at Las Vegas Oddities at the Paramita, and that was like you feel drained afterward. Like your body takes a toll if you do use this this spirit box or whatever it may be. So, well,
they say if you open yourself up, you literally are opening. Once you give yourself to, once you give over permission to be used and you open yourself up, yes, you are going to get drained because your vital force, it's called chi. Your vital force is what they use to manifest. And when I picked up from the Washoe Club, when you said if it's your box, they came after you because it's your box. And I know I picked up some EVPs because I have a tendency to go over and over and over and listen again and again and again and try to get the messages. It's because you turn the dials. You tune it in and you turn the dials is why they get pissed off at you. And it creates a lot of noise and stuff for them. But because you're the one operating it, they're coming after you.
Yeah, they are. And I have been attacked a couple times. First time I was attacked, it was at the theater over at Armagosa. I got hit. It felt like just this energy, like it just hit me. I was like, what was that? And I've never felt anything like that. And then after that was Preston Castle. I got stabbed on the side at Preston Castle, and that didn't feel too well.
Yeah, Albert got stabbed too when he had the portal. I believe at the Washoe Club he had the portal box, and we were working our way up to the Red Room, and he got stabbed right in about the same spot you did.
Yeah, that room with the red door.
And
the
it's
one that
also
slams.
the rooms around it too on the way.
But I believe that room is like the most haunted room out of all of the Washoe Club. Like I don't have any other effects happen to me, but it's always in that specific room. I guess it's called room 6. So,
well, it's more negative, but there's definitely something down at the bottom of the stairs too. Well, I felt it come right up to me and stand there, and everyone was in the ballroom packing up.
Waving.
And they were in the ballroom packing up, and it was like 6 a.m, and I was already at the bottom of the stairs waiting for them, and it came right up to me and stood there. it was very scary. I'm like, guys, it's over here now. But so
yeah, Jennifer says she wants to stay in the room. I would highly not recommend that.
Stay in the red room?
In the red room, yeah. I would highly not recommend that. But there's someone pissed off in that room, I tell you. So, but anyway, you got the portal that came out. And since then, like, I've seen, like, new apps like Spiritus, and also Dead Wave come out that really make a difference. And there's a lot of like communication now. There's way more than there was 5 years ago.
Well, the thing that people need to know about the apps, and it took me a minute to get it, is so they put sounds in there, and then the spirits manipulate the sounds. So originally I had a question about it's some of the words and stuff were repeating, like cycling. And then Keith had said, no, you got to listen for the different messages that come in,
right,
like that you can tell our spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you will hear some of the recycling, and so that's not it. So if you keep hearing like, hello there, and then 5 minutes later, hello there, 5 minutes later, hello there, and you're like, oh my God, someone just said hello.
I've seen that before. I've seen them like, hi.
Yeah.
I'm like, hi,
and you're like, someone just said hi, but you have to learn your apps to get, and then you'll get it, and you'll get like a really deep voice and it's different.
Right.
Is that what you get?
I've had some. I used to box the basement of Zach Museum, and I tell you, I got some
the portal box.
Oh yeah, no, I've got. You know what? I use the box, and that would.
Are you allowed to say? I mean, did you sign a waiver?
I didn't sign a waiver, but
then tell us. We want to know.
All I can say, I know there's something in the bottom of that basement, and that's as far as I want to try the box before we leave. I can't believe it's already like 6:53.
Well, he'll let us go.
Hold on, let me. I'll tune the box, and we'll do a quick spirit communication and see what we can do. Let me start her up.
So I do want to hear about the basement, though.
I mean, another day, another dollar. We'll see. Let's see what we got here. Turn this thing on.
Hopefully it'll work. We've had one of those days.
Oh yeah, today's been one of those days.
Today was a day, wasn't it?
It was a day. Okay.
So, who else is out there? Let me see. Did you want to do a shout out to the sponsors?
Oh yeah. I think we might go over a little time. I just want to make sure that try to get this box ready. See if anyone writing any questions. Anyone got any questions over there?
Well, I don't really see the questions on my end.
You don't see them?
No, I don't. It's really, really trippy. I mean, I see them popping up.
Okay. See what happens. Crap, my back is falling off on this. It's been a while since I used this. Okay. It's powering up. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, shoot. See if we get any type of responses. All right. All right, everything looks like it's golden. Okay, if there's any spirits here, got the rock box.
Well, Jennifer says you can totally feel it vibes in that room. Oh, the red room?
Yeah, the red room, probably. Let's see. Are there... Hold on, I want to try that. Can't do that because then I'll lose you. Let me see if I could...
You want to scoot it back? Or?
Actually, I'm going to take you off cam for a little bit. And then we're going to... Okay, there. It's just me for a little while. And we'll see if we get anything. All right. Anyway, I'll set up here. Put my handy dandy little. I don't know. Should I just hold it? Should I hold it right here? How's that look? Right there? All right. Let's check it out. All right. If there's any spirits here, can you come through this box to speak with me, please? Okay.
Is it on?
I think so. Let me, hello? Let's see. Hello? Volume?
How long with the molar?
Not more than I.
Hello?
Not more than
Not Norman.
Well, I'm
Hello?
Can
Can you tell me any spirits are here? That's radio, so it's going through like this. Hello? If this lights up red, then we'll see if anything's manipulating. Hello? Can you tell me a number? A number? Any number? Any number? See if you guys hear anything, let me know. Can you tell me where I am?
Who's here with us? Now, are you using an app on that?
Hello?
Can you tell us our names?
Very like, it's not like I don't feel like, feels pretty clear in here.
Yeah, I think Jay sages his house daily.
It feels pretty clean in here. I'm like, not really getting anything.
Just like,
How many spirits are here? What'd you hear?
Is this house haunted? Hey, Tracy.
I don't hear it. Like, it's pretty. Pretty calm in here.
12.
Jennifer, 12. Did you say 12? Can you tell me my name? If there's any spirits that came to communicate, I want to say thank you. Still trying to warm up to me, I guess. It's been a while since I've been in here with.
Well, do you think, because it's raining outside, do you think the weather affects spirit communication?
If anything, I think it would help spirit communication than stop spirit communication. You know. It's really like I'm not getting too much. Oh, if there's any spirits that try to.
Something weird happening in my voice. Is anyone trying to affect my voice?
Are y'all messing with? Are you messing with Kim? Uh-oh, turning red now. Can you make it light up red one more time? Hello? Really quiet? I thought I heard you say hello, like really, like low. I thought I heard you say hello, but I don't know. Okay. I'm going to go. Can you tell me goodbye?
Well, let's leave it go for a few more minutes. Let it warm up. Does anyone have any questions for the box? Maybe. Thought I heard it say Rahkee.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear goodbye. Like I don't hear anything that's really.
Well, do you think their equipment's making it kind of like?
I just think this place is.
Because you've never had it really work here.
I think it's just the place is cleared out here, to tell you the truth. So, all right.
I guess there has to be some spirits if they're going to talk.
I know, right? All right. So I guess I'll go ahead and say, let's see. Thanks for everyone that showed up. I appreciate you guys showing up and coming on here to speak with us. Sorry I didn't get really too much spirit communication, but I'm glad it just shows that the box works, because if it worked everywhere, then it wouldn't show like what's on and what's not on and stuff. So also my sponsors, shout out to Shadow Mafia Paranormal. Go on paranormalonair.com, click on Shadow Mafia. And I'm getting sidetracked because people are waving at me on the other side.
Well,
Shadow
was there
Mafia.
any questions?
And also, let me start again. Shadow Mafia Paranormal. Go to paranormalonair.com. Click on Shadow Mafia, the link, and then it'll send you over to their site. So they got some great stuff, great evidence that they captured at their YouTube page. Also, Paranologies. Type in on air in the discount section of that, and you'll get a discount from Paranologies, Jeremy Jones. And also, don't forget to stop by, see my Haunted Vintage collection over at Las Vegas Oddities, and you mentioned Rahkee, and they will definitely give you a discount. So thanks again for everyone that joined us tonight. If you missed the show, we're going to go ahead and throw it on YouTube and Facebook. So Spirit Communication. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
Good night.